Wowzer, y'all. Talk about some flying things on the farm. That looked like just a honeybee, but right here, see this hole right here? So we've identified significant yellow jacket activity. There's one flying in now at this hole. Flying in, flying out, and actually where I'm standing, there's quite a few yellow jackets busily flying around. So this is as close as I want to get to this opening. Was going to wait and see a little more activity there, but we have been keeping an eye on this, and I'm going to show you another. There's one coming out. Okay, so those are yellow jackets. So we're very close to our meat bird production barn there. So we've identified this one. And let me take you back behind the barn. So this is the south side of our meat bird production barn, and over here to the east side of it, we've identified another yellow jacket nest. So these are below ground, okay? They can also make nests above ground, but this year, in the case of the ones we're finding, they're below ground. We're in rural southeast Ohio. We've had drought this summer, hot, dry conditions, and yellow jackets thrive in hot, dry conditions. They can sting, and they can sting a lot. So something about yellow jackets is the same yellow jacket can sting multiple times. Okay, so right here, we'll get in a little closer, as close as I'm comfortable. But where you see that bone, just to the left of it in the screen, there's some activity. So there's kind of a brown leaf, and their hole to their below ground hive or nest is right there. There's bunches of them coming out. Y'all can see that. It's just like one comes out, and there's one waiting in the wings. Just gonna be here a few moments. A lot of activity right there. Just gonna be here probably about a minute, because I'm not allergic, but it kind of puts me on guard, you know, here. So, but see the activity there? So actually, I had just about a day ago tried to do a video with this area as the setting, as my background, and I had set a chair right there. And had the little dogs with me, and before long, it was like, not a swarm, but something was like flying all around us, bothering us, and the little Dotson dog, he was totally on radar. It's totally making him uncomfortable. So we started investigating. Well, so we found the yellow jacket nest there, and it jogged my memory that I had seen the other one. Last year in 2023, we had multiple hornets nests in trees, kind of low-hanging branches on the property, and we just have a very small piece of property here. This year, we're seeing yellow jacket nests frequently, but I do think the drought conditions, the hot, dry weather is responsible for some of that, because they thrive in those weather conditions. So we'll try to take one more look at this yellow jacket nest here. I know, you know, it's not too exciting seeing little yellow jackets fly in and out of a nest, but there's a lot of activity around this one. And I don't know if y'all have encountered yellow jackets much, but they can be quite aggressive, They will definitely defend their nest, defend their territory. I don't know if those are worker ones, apparently being sent out, you know, to go gather food maybe and bring back. I'm not really sure. So, I mean, there's a lot of them. They're just one after the other, just coming out of there. So, okay, so I'm kind of pushing the limits of my comfort zone, so I'm going to back off, because that is one thing about yellow jackets. They will defend their territory. They are actually aggressive, and when they do go on attack or go on defense, they will send out a pheromone signal that actually brings more yellow jackets to the swarm, to the attack, and they don't sting just once. They can sting multiple times. A single individual yellow jacket can sting multiple times. So, you know, it's very peaceful back here. As I said, this is the east side of our meat bird production barn. We can actually see the chickens in here. These are birds in production for poultry, specifically for chicken meat, 15 days old Cornish rock cross meat chickens. So very peaceful over here, but there's some serious yellow jackets back that direction, and some over on the south side of the meat bird barn as well. So we've got them marked and keeping an eye on them, but we don't really foresee a change in the drought conditions in the near future. And we frequent these areas, our pets frequent these areas, so my husband is really on standby to maybe do something to eradicate those below ground nests. We haven't had to mow hardly any this summer. Had we been mowing, and you can see, you know, this is more or less a four-wheeler path here, but even here, you know, this should be yard. This should be lush green grass, and it isn't. So that's the conditions we've had this summer. So had it been growing as it typically does, we'd have been mowing. We probably would have discovered these a lot sooner, because actually just last week a relative of ours was mowing and mowed over a below ground nest and ended up getting stung multiple times. So that can be a safety risk for people if you're frequenting the area, and for pets. So we may, like I said, my husband's on standby. We may have to take measures to eradicate that. Obviously we can't burn the nests out because it's drought conditions and we're under a burn ban, but we may have to introduce something into the hives that will kill off the yellow jackets, because it's a very peaceful area, but we're really not able to use it when there's a threat of a yellow jacket swarm or attack. So let us know, what's the conditions like where you're living, and are you seeing, you know, an increase or uptick in any kind of particular insect or pest? But we got some flying things on the farm, and we're on standby seeing how conditions develop.